sisters and brothers, Women Aglow for Christ. How are you doing? I am Pastor Mrs. Tolu Okusoyan. Today I'll be speaking with us about the fact that we should not open our home to the enemy. Don't open your home to the enemy. We must understand that the Lord has expectations of us as women in the home, as wives, as mothers, and He expects these expectations to be fulfilled as part of our kingdom responsibility. This is because the children we have, He wants them brought up in His ways so that they can fulfill their part of the kingdom mandate in their generation. It is important, therefore, that we fulfill our responsibility, we maintain the boundaries that are required for that which the Lord wanted to achieve with the home to be fulfilled. If we look at the book of 2 Kings, chapter 20, from verses 12 to 18, we will see where Hezekiah had visitors from Babylon who came to rejoice with him that he had recovered from his sickness that was meant to have been unto death. But he asked for more time, and the Lord granted him more time. So Isaiah came to deliver the message, and he recovered. When these people came from Babylon, Hezekiah took them round his house, showed them his treasures, took them to the temple. When they left, Isaiah came and asked, these people that came, what exactly happened? And he told him that he had shown them everywhere, that there's nothing he owns that he hasn't shown them. And Isaiah told him, just as you have shown them all these things, they are coming to carry away all your treasures to Babylon. In this particular instance, Hezekiah did not use divine wisdom. He didn't have any boundaries. Perhaps because he was so happy that he had recovered from his sickness, he showed his visitors everything that he owned. Again, if we look at the book of Luke chapter 1 from verses 57 to 63, we will see where Elizabeth had given birth to John the Baptist. Her husband was dumb, having had an encounter with the angel when the message came that their son was on his way. Those who came to rejoice with her, to circumcise the baby and name him, asked her what name the baby would be given. And she told them John. They were amazed. They said, none of your family members are called this. Because as is a tradition in Israel, you don't name people names outside of your family. She insisted that was the name. So they turned to the husband, making a signal to him to write what name the baby would be called. And he wrote exactly the same name. In the same instant, his tongue was loosened and he started talking and rejoicing. It's important that as a woman aglow for Christ in your husband's house, you maintain a united stand. Elizabeth could have done what she wanted, perhaps at that time, especially because her husband was dumb. He couldn't say much. But they had communicated. She knew what the baby's name was going to be, and she gave the name that was given to them. She maintained her stand. She closed her home to exposure and manipulation She didn't bow to the pressure when the husband could not say anything yet. We must understand that a united stand is very, very important to the Lord in this area. Finally, if we look at Eve, it's the opposite of this, in the sense that her husband had told her not to eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But she allowed herself to be persuaded by the enemy, directly disobeying what the husband had said. She opened up the gap. We're still experiencing the consequences of that today. We thank God for the grace He has given us in that He came to die for our sins. And so we are restored back to where we're meant to be. It's very important not only to maintain a united stand, but also to be discreet in the information you release about your home. Many discuss with their friends information that they should not be sharing, that should be kept between them and their spouses only. The Lord alone knows the heart. You don't know the heart of the person you are discussing with. And this is why in everything, in your words, in your thoughts, in your deeds, you have to allow the Lord to yoke on you so that you know what to do per time. There are times when it's so important to refrain from speaking. And there are other times when the Lord will have you share your experiences. The more you understand your responsibility within the home and within the marital unit and how significant it is for your eternity, the more the Lord will help you as you yield into His hands to do what is right, to say what is right, even exactly at the right time. Being indiscreet opens a home to the enemy. Standing aloof from your husband. The Bible says in the book of Amos chapter 3 verse 3, can two walk together except they agree? When you have made a decision, don't go and take a contrary stand when you get out there because you're trying to fit in. Stand with your husband. This is the will of God concerning you. You and your husband are one, and you must maintain that regardless of how close others may be to you. This goes beyond the physical thing. I pray that the enemy will not have a chance in your home. In Jesus' name.